Alright, hey guys, what's up? It's Tushan here from Tsuki Hikari Games, and I'm back today for another video. This time I want to tell you guys about marathon mode. So, continuing on with 99 Anime Girls, our debut game, and last video was about how to play, and I guided you through the first 5 levels. This video is about this extra mode that is kind of like a speed run mode called marathon mode, so we're going to check that out today. Again, running the editor version of the game, so it's a little bit different from the real version, but anyway, you'll get the basic idea of what marathon mode's all about. So first things first is you want to have cleared at least the first kind of 9 levels so that you can unlock the mode, and you can check on whether you've done that or not by clicking the extras button, this one here, which it says extras marathon mode. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and then from that menu the marathon mode button is this one here on the bottom right. So if that's like a normal button and you can click it, then you can do marathon mode. If not, it'll have some conditions listed that you need to complete before you can click the button. But basically you want to have finished at least the first 9 levels, so get up to the next chapter. Okay, so if you've done that, then yeah, click on marathon mode. Now, the first screen here is basically letting you run. Okay, so that's where you actually start the marathon from, and then you've got records, which is here, and the Hall of Fame, which is here. So I'll go back to the run mode, and on this screen basically it starts you off with the course select button, which is this button here. If you just tap that, it'll cycle through the different courses you can do. So you can do level 49, you can do a half marathon, you can do chapter 2 marathon, chapter 3 marathon, and a chapter 4 marathon. So at the moment there are 5 courses in the marathon mode. Okay. Don't worry about the times that are displayed in that little kind of banner at the top. Those are ridiculously fast times that I basically cheated to get. So this is the editor, and I just skipped some levels and was just testing things, so don't worry about those. Those are ridiculously fast. Anyway, the whole point or purpose of marathon mode is to run far and run fast and get a record time. And basically in this mode the levels are stitched together so that you don't just get the key and then stop and then click something else and then do some stuff and then do it again, and it just goes straight to the next level. And once you've done the levels, you've completed the marathon. So yeah, so as I said, there are 5 different courses, and so right now I think we'll just run a marathon and see how it goes. So I'm going to select chapter 2 marathon because it's the shortest and the easiest marathon. So, well, not necessarily the shortest, because you could just do level 49, but I'll do chapter 2 marathon. So I've selected chapter 2. Selected chapter 2 marathon. Now, when you want to start the marathon, you can press the start button. So let's get into it, and I'll explain it along the way. So, first thing you want to note in marathon mode is that there is a timer at the top there. Whoops, that wasn't a good start. So yeah, that keeps a track of your total time. So you just basically want to run as fast as possible and get through all the levels. And also at the top right there, you'll notice that it's got the current level that you're on. So it says 3 of 9, and it says the name of the level, Dark Grey. Your time just keeps on going as you're running, and you'll notice that when you get the key, it'll just go straight to the next level. So it'll kind of like just load the next level straight away. So you don't need to like worry about what I should say is it sort of, where it can, it leaves you in the same position as where you were when you got the key. So that can sometimes be important on some of the later levels, where you kind of want to be in a good position so that you are in a good position for the next level. But anyway, for the most part, it's fine just to run into it as fast as possible. Now, obviously, you don't want to get stuck like this because you're going to be wasting time. And if you die like that in the marathon mode, you'll notice that your time is paused, and you can continue the marathon, or you can restart if you just want to like give up and just restart the whole thing. You can do that as well with that restart button at the top right. Otherwise, if you did want to keep going, you can continue. You'll notice that the time is paused until the level starts again, and then it continues on. So the idea is to run fast and obviously get as few deaths as possible, because every time you die, you're not only going to waste time, but it's also going to be a death counted against you. And if someone else does the marathon, in the same time, but has fewer deaths, then they're going to rank ahead of you. Okay, so that's also important to note. Don't worry too much about this editor time that I'm running here, because it's probably not even going to be accurate compared to device. It tends to run a little bit faster on the editor, but the whole point of doing this was just to show you the mode, and just give you an idea of what it's about. So this mode is kind of like, basically it's like a speed run, right? So some games have speed running, so this is sort of the same thing. I've just called it marathon mode. And the other thing you want to notice is when you do a level, it sort of shows your kind of like level splits at the top. The red means you're slower than the previous best, and otherwise you could be the same or you could be faster. And yeah, so when you've completed the marathon, it says the marathon complete there, and it will take you back to the results screen. Okay, now looking through the results, you can just see what level, what time you did for each level, and whether that was better than your best run. And it also records your personal best time in the third column there. As I said, don't pay too much attention to those best run times. Those are kind of ridiculously fast, because I basically cheated and skipped levels when I was testing in the editor. Now, once you've completed your marathon, you can then submit your record to the internet, to the Hall of Fame. Okay, so if you click on the submit record button, you notice that that's the time that's going to be submitted, 2:51:64, and it's got the date and the number of deaths at the top there, quite small. But anyway, this is the form that you use to submit your record time. So you can select your favorite girl from the list. You can enter your initials, and then you can select a flag whatever you want from the list. If you don't want to select your country, you can select unknown realm. And then you click this submit record button, and your time should go straight onto the Hall of Fame if it's good enough. So I'm not going to, you press this button here, but I'm not going to do that right now because it will actually submit the time and I don't want it to do that. If you want to go back to the courses and run again, you can just click the courses tab there and have another go. If you want to see your best times, your personal best times, you can click on the records tab and just click through the different modes. So you've got chapter 2 marathon, chapter 3 marathon, chapter 4 marathon. It's sort of recorded your best runs, and you can also submit your record at a later time if you don't want to submit it straight away. You can do that by pressing the submit record button here again, and it will go back to that screen. You notice how it's defaulted back to what I previously had. If I had actually submitted that record, then it would have saved the new character and my new initials and my new flag, so I didn't have to keep entering those every time I submitted a record. If you want to find out more about marathon mode, you can click run, and then from the run tab you can click about from the bottom right, and it'll tell you a little bit about marathon mode. And when you're finished, you can just cross it off. And the last thing I want to show you guys today is the Hall of Fame. So the whole point of marathon mode is to run fast and compete with other players and try and get the best time. So it's kind of like a competitive mode to my game. And you know, it's only just gone live, probably 2 or 3 days ago, so it's really fresh, and there aren't many times on here. So the whole point of my video today is to spread the word and hopefully get some people interested in playing marathon mode and maybe streaming it or just trying to compete for high scores and good times. So let's have a look at the Hall of Fame now, the last part of the marathon mode area. Click on the Hall of Fame tab, and as you can see, there are no rankings yet on chapter 2 marathon. I could have submitted my time, but I decided not to, so I'm waiting for you guys to run a good time. Now just to show you guys what it looks like when there is a time there, I'll click on chapter 3 now, and this is actually my time for chapter 3, and I had 1 death and I did it in 9:48, and that was actually on device, so that's a legit time. So yeah, if you're feeling up to it, see if you can beat my time on chapter 3. So yeah, that's about it for marathon mode. It's basically, as I said, a speed run. At the moment there are 5 courses, you can select them. Chapter 4 and a half marathon are actually pretty hardcore because there are a lot of levels to get through. So yeah, I'd recommend just starting out on a easier kind of chapter 2 or chapter 3 marathon. If you're interested, yeah, just give it a go. Do remember that to unlock the marathon courses, you have to have all of the girls currently unlocked in the main game, and then you'll be able to select that course and see the records and see the Hall of Fame for that course. So that's about it for today's video. It was just a short introduction to marathon mode. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you'll give marathon mode a go and just submit some times and have fun. Again, you can download the game from 99animegirls.com. There's a link to the Google Play Store, or you can just search for 99 Anime Girls on the Google Play Store, and you'll be able to grab the game and hopefully give marathon mode a go. Alright, so that's all for today. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.